I'm at Freeman, Joplin, and a farmer in Crawford County turns to technology to increase crop production. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, quality concerns lead to a change in mammography services at Freeman and Joplin.
Overdose deaths are down in Joplin. I'm Lonnie Walton. I got a chance to talk to two individuals about their experiences. I have all that information and more coming up.
And the remarkable story of a man detained in Syria who claims he's an American from Missouri.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Freeman and Joplin reveals the hospital has made a major change to its mammography services after concerns about quality. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Mammography services at the Freeman Women's Pavilion in Joplin have been temporarily stopped since November 7th. After a KOAM inquiry, Freeman sent a statement that says why. Freeman says the move follows concerns raised by the American College of Radiology about the quality of Freeman's mammography services. The organization says the images have failed to meet the ACR's clinical image quality standards as required by the Food and Drug Administration. And the ACR says those images had been substandard since September 13th of 2022. In a statement from Freeman Health System, the provider says, quote, "We've already started revitalizing our protocols, enhancing staff training, and working closely with the manufacturers of our 3D mammography units to calibrate our equipment. We've also established a devoted call line and email assistive service to address patient and provider questions," end quote. In the meantime, breast care and mammography services are being redirected to the Freeman Neosho Hospital Women's Pavilion. Overdose drug deaths across Missouri have dropped by 23% in 1 year. According to the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services, in the Southwest region alone, the number of deaths fell from 130 to just 100. Medical professionals attribute the decrease to improved education efforts and the wider availability of a life-saving overdose reversal drug called Narcan. KOAM's Lonnie Walton has more.
Unfortunately, I came from a long line of alcoholics, so I had that addiction piece in my biology.
Teddy Steen is the Executive Director of Recovery Outreach Community Center in Joplin, also known as ROC. Steen says the addiction was so bad it stuck to her like glue.
In violent relationships with men and, and just I could not go. I was under the influence at all times of my life.
Cherie Beebe is the manager of ROC. Like many teens, she started out with marijuana, but with both parents dead at 16, pain and hardship found their way right in the center of her life. Her drug of choice, methamphetamine.
So throughout my process of using meth, it kind of consumed my life. I went through losing my kids. I've been to prison 3 times.
After all these felonies, Beebe said the judge was fed up. That's when she gave her an ultimatum.
The judge was like, "You've been catching felonies since 2011. We'll offer you treatment court or prison." So of course I'm like, I'll take treatment court.
Both Beebe and Steen are now on the upside of life, and so is Missouri when it comes to overdose deaths. Dr. Allison Smith says partial credit goes to the drug Narcan.
Getting Narcan in people's hands has been pivotal. So it can reverse death by getting people breathing again.
Health officials are very thankful for the decline in deaths due to Narcan. They said the best way to keep things down and contained is through education.
My hope is that we just have continued education because education reduces stigma. And
both Beebe and Steen have words of encouragement for those still struggling with addiction.
It's okay to ask for help. It's okay. I had to ask for help at the very beginning, and look where I am now.
They have so much to bring to the world if they would only let that go.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Now, while they decreased 33% statewide, opioids were still present in 65% of overdose deaths this past year. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be much warmer outside for us today. 41 yesterday, 61 today, so 20 degrees warmer across the area. 32 to start, 49 is our average high, so well above. 72 is the record set back in 2015. Looking outside right now, it's 46 in Joplin, a little bit cooler Pittsburgh at 34. Let me show you why. There's a front see this wind shift line right through Lamar, right through Pittsburgh, Parsons, Neodesha. So that's our warm front. North of the front, you have 30. South of it, you have 40. So we are going to have a range in temperatures through the overnight hours. Winds are calming down a bit because that front has sagged farther south, but they will start to get cranking upward again as we go through the daytime hours on Friday. Due to this, look at the clouds increasing. Here's our next storm system brewing western third of the country. We're going to be talking about that here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few tonight, where you learn more about the remarkable story of an American who turned up in Syria today. It's days after dictator Bashar al-Assad was ousted in a dramatic rebel coup. Elizabeth Palmer has the latest on the man who says he's from Missouri.
We spotted a video on social media where men from a town near Damascus showed a man they claimed was an American. We drove about 15 miles out of town and found him.
My name is Travis, and I'm from Missouri.
Travis Timmerman had been in prison for 7 months. He'd crossed Syria's border illegally back in the spring on a Christian pilgrimage and been arrested.
What's the hardest part for you being in prison?
There wasn't a hard part. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad. I was never beaten. The only really bad part was that I couldn't go to the bathroom when I wanted to. I was only let out 3 times a day to go to the bathroom. So that was quite the hardship.
Prisoners across Syria bolted from captivity on Monday, and Timmerman was among them, unaware that Syria's dictator had bolted too.
The men who freed you are the fighters who just come down from Idlib. So they've taken all the main cities in Syria. They're now in control. Did you know that?
No. All I've heard is that the old president he left, and that there's a new government.
You got more than you bargained for, maybe.
Huh. Well, I'm here. Yeah.
It was about 8 o'clock this morning when the caretaker of the municipality spotted Timmerman walking down this road barefoot, and he said, clearly looking like a foreigner. Musa took us to see the spot. He was scared at first, he told me, but when I gave him food, he felt better. Well enough to run the gauntlet of world media and amazed local people to start his journey home.
The Islamist fighters who now control Syria drove Travis away with the assurance he would be transferred into American hands. A White House official says the U.S. had no indication that Timmerman was being held in Syria and that officials are still confirming his identity. Parents in the 4 states look for help in balancing childcare during the holidays. That story is coming up. And a Crawford County farmer uses technology to help boost crop production. Winter break, the roughly 2-week period when schools are off, is something kids typically celebrate, of course, but it can be stressful for working parents trying to find childcare options for that time. The parents we spoke with in the area say they're relying on grandparents, friends, or even taking off work in the meantime, but that's not an option for everyone. There are several local programs that are helping to fill the childcare gap, such as Camp Now and Then through the Pittsburgh Parks and Recreation Department.
So a lot of kids, sometimes parents don't have daycare, so they send them home with their older siblings, or one parent has to stay home, or sometimes they have to go to grandma and grandpa's, and those kids sometimes just kind of sit around. So our job is to keep them safe and active.
She recommends parents look into childcare programs now before it's too late and the spots fill up. You can find a list of some local options on our website. You see it there, KOAMnewsnow.com. Harvest season might be over, but now farmers turn to the crops they're going to start planting next season. One farmer in Crawford County, Kansas is implementing some new innovations to help his crop production. Rick Elnicki is combining solar power with subsurface irrigation to help strengthen his crop and increase the yield.
I've got 3 grandsons, and they're the future, and I feel good about leaving something for them that they can benefit from, from now on.
Rick says a federal grant known as REAP helped with the purchase of the solar panels for that project. U.S. Cellular makes a donation of music equipment in Pittsburgh today. The provider donated such items as woodwind cleaning kits, drum kits, and a marching bag for clothes and other items, and so much more. The gear went to the Josiah Fletcher Foundation to support using music and community service to uplift and empower the people of Southeast Kansas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas at Joplin's Watered Gardens Ministries. The organization provided its annual Christmas market today. That program offers a variety of toys, games, clothing, and stocking stuffers, all donated by the community. Rather than a price, items are given a timestamp, the amount of time for parents to partner in the Worth Shop to earn the gifts they choose. The idea is to provide hope and dignity for parents and families. Watered Gardens has provided this program for years. This is the first time, though, it's been at Joplin First Church. A little later, we have some tips on how to keep your Christmas tree healthy and safe this holiday season.
Plus, we also have rain moving back in. We're going to look at that coming up.
For quality care you can depend on, come in
639 East 32nd Street in Joplin.
Well, it turned out to be a much warmer Thursday for us today. Temperatures fantastic as we went all the way up into the lower 60s during the afternoon, which was great to see. But it looks like our temperatures, they're going to kind of fluctuate a bit as we go through the next several days. Rain, though, that's what we're going to be talking about, which is always good to see. Great shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. We have a front draped through the region, so northern counties, you got lower 30s, southern counties, you got low to mid 40s. So most of us are going to hang out near 40 later on tonight. 46 southerly winds at about 10. Gusts have been higher than that all day long. The winds have dropped off a little bit just due to that front kind of draped through the region. I'll show you where it's at. You can see this wind shift line. South winds, northeasterly winds, right through Lamar, Pittsburgh, Parsons, right down through Independence. As that front lifts north tomorrow, southerly winds pick up once again. South winds 25, 30, maybe a little bit higher than that. Stays windy tomorrow night. Stays windy into Saturday morning. Then the winds will start to calm down once we get into Saturday evening. All right, clouds increasing. Nothing underneath them. We're going to stay dry tonight. Clouds will continue to thicken up. When you get up in the morning, it will be mainly cloudy. Here's our next wave out across the western third of the country. And this is the one that's going to bring us rain. Haven't had a good rain in a few weeks, so it's about time as we now are starting to slowly get back into a more active stretch of weather. Cloudy skies to start. By noon, a spotty shower, most of you dry. During the afternoon, a spotty shower, most of you dry. Still temperatures good into the mid 50s. Tomorrow evening, a spotty shower, but most of you dry. It's after midnight. That's when things really get going. Showers, thunderstorms develop. Now, nothing strong, nothing severe, but we are going to have some rumbles of thunder across the region. As we continue through the overnight hours, periods of showers and a few thunderstorms continue. Here's 5 o'clock in the morning. So we'll start the day wet on Saturday, but I think most of the rain should be out of here by noon. In fact, by afternoon, we'll get some sunshine back in here. It will turn out to be a pretty good day. Then as we head into Sunday, Sunday also looks good. Then our next storm system rolls in. With system number 1, most of us, I think, a quarter to a half an inch, but there are going to be some areas, especially southwestern Missouri, that get 3/4 of an inch of rain, which is good to see. Day planner 44 to start, 53 by noon, high temp 56, cloudy all day long. Sunday we go into lower 60s, but here we go again. Showers increase Sunday evening, Sunday night, into Monday morning, and then shift out of here by Monday afternoon. Little bit of a break, we do it again. Let's go into late Tuesday, into Wednesday, showers again. That one next week may try to mix with a little bit of snow, but we'll keep our eyes on it. All right, 56 tomorrow, 61 Saturday, 64 Sunday. We do cool down the second half of next week. Now, there is a chance for rain every single day for the next 6 days, sometime during the day. Late tomorrow, early Saturday, late Sunday, early Monday, late Tuesday, early Wednesday.
You know, getting close to that time when we're going to have to start looking at whether there's a prospect for a white Christmas.
Yeah, good luck.
I think I'm hearing no. Thanks, Doug. For some people, it's just not Christmas without a real tree. Nick Kelly spoke to an expert on just what to look for and how to care for a real Christmas tree.
For many, Christmas isn't the same without picking out and decorating a tree. While some favor artificial trees, others can't resist the allure of taking home a real tree.
This is something that you can invest in, and actually you can plant it in your yard after you're done using it for your celebration to kind of remind you of past Christmases.
Those who choose live trees must know how to care for it. First, bring the tree inside an unheated garage, porch, or shed so it can get used to indoor temperatures. Second, place your tree in a large bucket so enough water can keep the root ball or the bottom of the tree moist. Also, make sure the tree is set up in a safe place away from sources of heat.
If by chance that the tree does dry out, that can become fire hazardous and things like that. Also, the closer the heat source it is, the faster that the water evaporates out of that root mass or tree.
Plus, don't keep a live tree indoors for more than 7 to 10 days. That short time span means people are now flocking to area tree lots, tree farms, and nurseries to get certain varieties of evergreens to spruce up their home for the Christmas holiday. After the holiday's done, those trees will still be put to good use. While some may recycle the trees, others will plant them as soon as the ground warms up enough for digging. After the tree goes in, experts say watering and mulching are key.
Mulching would be beneficial to the trees. We also provide the products here that wouldn't be necessary for root growth, such as like a root stimulator and fertilizing tabs.
All these steps can go a long way to keep your new tree going through the holiday and to help create new holiday memories.
Still ahead, 2 of our local high school football coaches are selected to the 2025 Kansas Shrine Bowl. And the 78th annual Carthage Boys Basketball Invitational tips off. Brock Baldridge has those stories and a lot more. It's coming up next.
The 78th annual Carthage Boys Basketball Invitational gets tipped off this evening. Several of our local teams get the chance to face schools from neighboring states that they typically wouldn't get the chance to play against. First game of the season for the Webb City Cardinals as they face off against the Fort Smith Southside Mavericks. First points of the year belong to Trey Turner. He gets the steal and the slam going the other way. That fires up the crowd in the gym. Cardinals up 2-0 later in the first. This game's tied at 3 points apiece. Quick outlet pass here from Turner over to Holton Keith. He gets the layup. Keith led the team with 19 points tonight. Still in the first. We get another dose of Trey Turner as he climbs the ladder again, throws it down. He had 15 points on the night for Webb City. And while Webb went into halftime trailing by 7, but the Cardinals would wipe away a double-digit deficit in the second half. Fourth quarter here, Holton Keith misses a 3, but Eli Pace is there for the rebound and the putback. With about 2 minutes left in this game, Cardinals are down by 2 points. Trey Turner knocks down a clutch 3 from the wing. That gives Webb City the lead. Cardinals come back to win their first game of the year. Webb City beats Fort Smith Southside 55-52. The hosts of the tournament, the Carthage Tigers, are on their home floor facing off against the Leavenworth Pioneers. Tigers start red hot right out of the gates. Landon Ray hits the 3-point shot, and then the Carthage defense starts to press, force some pressure, and then they get the turnover. Ray gets the rebound and the putback after the missed layup, and it's quickly 5-0 Carthage. The offense continues to stay hot in the first half. Trent Yates sets up Dylan Pugh, and that's nothing but net from beyond the arc. Pugh finished the game scoring 13 points tonight. Tigers led by 18 at halftime. We head to the second half. Tigers show no signs of slowing down. Yates to Pugh in the corner. He knocks down the 3 ball. And then later, the fast break here, Taylor Stevens-Diggs goes hard into the paint. Count the bucket and the foul. Tigers get the job done. Carthage beats Leavenworth 68-35. They advance to the semifinals round in the winner's bracket. The 52nd edition of the Kansas Shrine Bowl will take place in June of 2025 in Dodge City, Kansas, featuring some of the best high school players from across the state. The coaches selected to participate in the game have been revealed. Two of our coaches from here in Southeast Kansas were selected to the Shrine Bowl coaching staff. That's Chanute head coach Cleet Frizzell, who is chosen to represent Class 4A. He helped lead the Blue Comets to a 6-2 regular season and a trip to the sectionals. And Humboldt head coach Logan Wyrick was selected to represent Class 2A for the East. The Cubs went undefeated in 2024 in the regular season. They also made it to the sectional round. Both Frizzell and Wyrick will be assistant coaches in the Shrine Bowl game. We'll later find out the players who will be selected and be participating in that game. We'll find that out on January 1st. It's Thursday Night Football from Santa Clara, California. Rams and the 49ers are playing for potentially first place in the NFC West. Low-scoring contest tonight. Rams improved to 8-6 on the year after a 12-6 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Well, that's your look for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Hey, don't forget to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports anytime. All you have to do is download the KOAM News app. You can do it right now. It's free of charge. It's in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Final look at the weather.
Yeah. If I have my map up, give me about 2
clouds.
seconds.
I see clouds.
Yeah, I mean,
the
clouds are increasing tonight, but 56 for us tomorrow. A random shower, but rain really increases tomorrow night, especially after midnight. Most of the weekend dry. We'll have rain Saturday morning and late Sunday.
But in between those times, good chance to get outside maybe.
Yeah.
Final sports note.
Yeah, over the Carthage Invitational our quarterfinal game, Joplin faced Carl Junction tonight, and it was Carl Junction who beat Joplin in double overtime. So
wow.
Carl Junction will advance to the semifinals round. They'll play Carthage tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Fans get their money's worth.
Yes, they do.
That game. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.